Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. This is Alif Muhammad here. Like I always say, you know that if you're on my line. I wasn't going to do this. I dropped a video that people thought I was bluffing. I didn't have it. But I'm not on it for them. I'm here for Ronald Rice Jr., Ronald C. Rice, whatever you want to call him, Ronald Rice. He made a live on something I said in the video. Now in the video, as I said, it was unedited. Some things I said in the video that I had some regret for, and I apologize to Tracy, Brandon, and Sean McCray. And most other stuff, I said what I said 4 or 5 years ago. The first thing I said about Ron Rice was that I didn't like him, and he didn't like me. I knew him when he first got up in Vietnam, whatever, and he opened up a record store on Chancellor Avenue. So I'm going to come back to that. Then Ron Rice Jr., his son of Ron C. Rice. I never seen him ever in my life in person. My only interaction has been with him is through Facebook. Now, I'm going to stay with him. And after we had won the election, that's Mayor Ross, in June 2014, I was celebrating and I was still jiggling with people. Carl Shreve, everybody I was around, I was jiggling with them. And all of a sudden I got this inbox from somebody I've never talked to before. I guess he was my Facebook friend, was Ron Rice Jr. And he said, "Oh, you shouldn't, we don't celebrate." He said, "We don't celebrate and we don't be groping people and stuff." And I was taken aback. So what I said to him, "You piece of shit. I don't have no respect for you. You went against your father with Booker. You're a bum. And don't you ever say what I need to do." That was my first interaction with Ron Rice. And he got it, because he went around telling people around town, "What Alif said something to me." Now, what happened a couple months after that, I was talking to the late Donald Tucker, Jr., Choppy, and I was telling him, man, I said, I don't respect this guy, man, because everybody know that Donald Payne, not Tucker, sorry, Donald Payne Jr. Donald Payne Jr. adored his dad. And that's the way I seen it. And I said, Choppy, I said, man, I don't like this guy, Ron Jr., because, so he said, well, Ali, they had a rough relationship, some family stuff. He went into a couple things. He said, give him a break. So over the years came by, and he would start talking. He talked to me on Facebook about different things. We all get in debate about this and that, this and that, and that, this and that. I found out that he was well educated. He went to Penn. Well, my kids went to North Academy, he went to American U. My son went to Georgetown. So we had a lot in common. And we just talking, and we was friendly, and we used to go about this and that, thing. But he's still a piece of shit because he went against his dad. In that election, he would have won. He didn't have to be with Booker. When his father ran against Booker in 2006, when Sharp James decided late, and he didn't have to run against your dad, man. You was gonna win the West War because of your father's name. Just your name, you was gonna win the West War. So don't ever get up and talk about what you say or whatever. No, I never met you, Negro. But you've been talking to me, and I never invited you to talk to you. And I told you in June 2014, and Felicia like, "Oh, Ali, why don't you go back?" I ain't getting back nothing. Go back and get it and show what he said. He know what I said to him. Now, going to his father. When he came from Vietnam, I was a sophomore or whatever in high school. And I used to live on Stecker Street, and him and his friend opened up a restaurant, not a restaurant, on Shalai Street, a record store. And I used to buy records, I was a kid. And what happened at Chancellor Avenue, from Fabian Place all the way down to Weaver High School became Muslim heaven. Aquarius, the Steak and Take, Creative Bazaar, all that was Muslim heaven. And it seemed like that guy resented it a little bit about Muslims. But that wasn't no big thing. A lot of people resented Muslims back then. I'm talking about the Nation of Islam, a lot of them resented it. I used to sell Muhammad Speaks, and I would say, "Hey, black man," they said, "I ain't black." "Well, hey, brother, I ain't your brother." So that was normal, but he was one of those guys. In 1986, Akbar Prey came up with an idea about us uniting to become political. Him, Akbar Prey, and myself came up with a group, and it came with 400 Muslims that was in the group. 400. And we decided to be political. Now, maybe we wasn't going to be political because we wanted to save the world, A lot of that, I had insurance business. I wanted the insurance business. Somebody wanted the maintenance. And we had got tired of the Italian guys down neck and North getting it. So we said, we're going to take a shot at it. So we became political. And we had 400 people. Now, the feds came along and said that Akbar, 400 people, was a criminal activity. It was a group of drug dealers. That's not true. We got mayors that came out that group. We got council people that came out that group. We got wardens that came out that group. Yeah, it was some people from the street, but it was a lot of legitimate brothers too. And we was a force, because the force to be the bully back in 86 and 85 was 617, local 617 with James Benjamin. What happened, he tried to bully us, and Akbar pulled him over with Amin Hassan, Al Breeden, one day, and the man peed on himself. So that bullying stopped. So what I'm saying, at that time, we were the most powerful. Every politician was coming to us. And my argument was in 1986 that we should go with Shaw because Mayor Gibson was not accessible to nobody. So at that point, I said, come on, man, let's go with Shaw. You know, because people, even Ralph Grant, my dear friend, said Shaw couldn't win. But I said, man, I feel a change in the eye. Let's go with Shaw. So Ron Wright started hearing that we became the powers to be, and he started calling the federal authorities and creating situations. If Akbar one day, he'll tell you if he want to talk about it. Creating a situation, oh, they got 400, they criminals and stuff. Yeah, you couldn't do nothing around Baxter terrorists because the baddest dudes of Baxter terrorists around us. You couldn't do what you want. But it was no drug thing, it was a political organization with 400 men. Now, that's when we messed up, because Akbar was very close to Chief Zizza. He used to be the chief of police under Gibson for years. Good man. And Chief Zizza heard from Shaheed Watson Emmanuel that we was going with Shaw. And he asked Akbar, he said, I know y'all not feeling the Mayor Gibson, because a lot of them went with Harris, when Gibson Harris in 82. A lot of you need to feel him, but just stay neutral and I'll make things better. Akbar overruled me and said, we're going to stay neutral. We ain't going to go either way. It broke my heart the day of 86 when I heard all the screaming on William Street, because I was up in Grant's office, and they say Sharp and won. Sharp came in and changed the world. But Ron Rice, Sr., went around telling the FBI, the DEA, and everybody that we were some criminal organizations. We became mayors, we became police chiefs, we became wardens and everything. You had good people, business people, you had good people in there, imams. So that's all I got to say. But what I said back then, it's my right to say I didn't like his father, and it's my right to say that he's a piece of shit because he went against his dad. Thank you. I usually don't come off like that, but I'm slightly angry because to me he's soft. Walaikum assalam.